Hey, welcome everybody to the live stream. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. Let me know if the wind gets too blustery and I can always move it inside. I just wanted to give y'all a little view of what's going on over here, man. The weather's perfect, overcast. It's about, of course, 9:30 a.m. Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates Christmas, and then happy Sunday to those who don't. Happy Saturday night, wherever you are in the United States and beyond. Shout out to the NTZ crew. Thank you, Jacob Tanjay, for joining me. I know Michael Beach your life will be on here soon. What's up, Steven? Also, to any of my subscribers, anybody's going to be catching this on replay. I know everybody's probably at the Christmas parties and celebrations and everything like that. All of my new viewers and subscribers, and of course, my old heads. I see you, people like Steven and Ben and Infinite Loop. Today I want to talk about something important that we really don't talk enough about. I just titled it How I Stay Safe in the Philippines because this is based on my boots on the ground experiences. I don't know you, I don't know what you're into, where you're going to be going, who you're going to be hanging out. But let me put this out. Let me put this little disclaimer out there that I'm not a lawyer or any type of police authority. And usually, if we follow the laws over here and obey the laws, that's usually enough to keep you safe here. But there's nothing we can do if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And last, I would say that Filipinos are capable of running their own country and they don't need our help. 55.22 is the exchange rate right now. Still up there, man. Still great. Also, to the guys who are saying, hey, is there any way I can get in and maybe review that McMansion across the street? I'm going to try. Remember, it's different over here. I think if I called and told them to meet me over here, they'd probably think I want to rent the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them know my intentions first. What's up, Justin? And I saw that video, man. I'm shocked that you didn't get more views, but that's what surprises me. Justin, they were at his meet and greet. They were, taking up donations uh, to feed a remote village in the Philippines, and just bring some joy and happiness to people who normally don't get to play games and eat food and have a good time like that. And because we take it for granted. And I thought it was a great video, and I think you should get more views, but we don't want views. We don't want videos like that. They'll be accusing you of running off with the money. And then if you make a video about relationships and all of that, then they'll penalize you for that. But yeah, I took my hat to you for doing that, man, because it's really big. And one of the things that makes my heart kind of sad is, we were riding around yesterday and I see the little kids, because Christmas is important for the kids, really. I don't really celebrate it anymore. I celebrate it for my kids and the kids around me. But you just see kids who in your heart of hearts that there's not going to be any gifts under the tree. So for what you did, Justin, man, it's a big deal to me. You brought a lot of joy, man, to people yesterday. And I appreciate stuff like that, man. We had a little party a couple of days ago before we came here to Lapu Lapu. Let me know if the wind is too high on here, because I can't hear it on the tape. But if it is, I can take this in. I just wanted to give y'all some of the sunshine and stuff. Merry Christmas to everybody. I mean that, man. Whether you celebrate it or not, at least you off from work. and you know, get some free food and drinks and be around good people. What's up, 53 Shades Darker? Okay, thanks, Justin. But you know, I want to say this first of all. The way I stay safe over here is attitude, man, that I have. I'm a visitor over here, remember, and I don't expect to be treated any better than a guest would be treated. You know, outside of Maryland and her family, I don't let my ego run wild. You know, I don't look down my nose at people. So a good attitude goes a long way over here. And I'm gonna talk about some weapons and stuff like that, but it all starts with your attitude when you come over here and you get off the plane. Because I don't know what you think about the Philippines, what videos you've been watching, and all of that. But a good attitude, man, goes a long way over here. Also, you know, I practice humility. You know, the lowest man on the totem pole over here deserves respect. And I give everybody respect. You know, I was on crack cocaine for a lot of years, man. I want to say from 19 around 9 about 10 years, man, and it has a way of humbling you and letting you know that you know better than anybody else. But I practice humility over here. I don't think I'm above anybody, or certainly not below anybody. But that goes a long way, being humble over here, because no matter how far down the scale somebody is, man, you can look them in the eye and they'll appreciate it, and treat them as equals over here. What's up, Sam Champion? Merry Christmas to you and your wife. And y'all know my rule number one. Shut the fuck up and mind your own business, man. Filipinos they're capable of running the Philippines on their own. They don't need your help. If you stay out of people's business over here, man, that's half the problem right there. But we want to get over here. We want to tell them, we want to talk about the unemployment. We want to tell them what they can do to improve their country and everything like that. Mind your own business, man. That's half the battle right there. Sometimes you got to swallow your pride over here. You can't win an argument over here. When you know that these taxi drivers and people may be trying to cheat you, think it all the way through. That's what I did the other day, man, Friday. This guy, man, we've used this guy 3 or 4 times, man. And now all of a sudden he wants to slap us with an extra 1,000. I said, okay, here you go, buddy. But you'll never get another peso from me again. See, sometimes you got to swallow your pride. You can't win an argument over here. Hey, 53 Shades Dark. I said, hey, Cal, met a couple here in Las Vegas today. Told them about my experience with you and being in the Philippines, and they both said they heard about you and want to be a part of the community. Man, thank you for that. See, you're one of the people, 53 Shades Darker, that I consider you my friend now because I've met you personally. That's what this vlog is about, man. It's more than just a vlog. It's a community, guys. A lot of people over here now, they're taking it for granted. They're over here like now. Here, I've got Sydney in there, Franz in there, man. We're socializing. We're having a good time. We got good company, good conversation. I didn't have that for many years. And now because of my vlog, I'm helping to bring that about for a lot of people. They don't realize how good they've got. Franz and them even have like a little clique. It's like 3 or 4 of them that hang around with each other, man, and go out. And I never had that before. It's one of the main reasons I started my vlog, man. What's up, Brock's 100 national parks to visit in USA? Who are you directing that at? Who upset you? What are you talking about, man? Come on, guys. We're talking about staying safe in the Philippines, guys. That's what we're talking about. Don't get drunk with locals. Now, I didn't say don't drink with them and be social because of the holidays and stuff, man. But remember, when people get drunk or when they're angry, you're going to get a different response. A lot of times they're going to say things and do things that they normally wouldn't do. So I say, don't get drunk with locals. The Filipinos are very bashful. They're very shy, but they get that liquid courage, and not just Filipinos, but everybody. Hey, YouTube Experiment says, hi, Calvin. Happy holidays. Happy New Year to you and your family and viewers. Hope all is well. Thank you, brother. It is. Man, we ate so much yesterday, man. I haven't even ate breakfast. I'm not even hungry, you know. But yeah, I'm not mad at anybody. We're just talking because this is overlooked. I've had some guys come over here, man. They're belligerent, man, and it's just a matter of time before they get shut down over here. Because what happens is we're expecting a certain reaction from people over here that we get at home, and you're not going to get that. See, an argument over here in America, where I'm from, may end innocently. You go your way, we go, man, we get a chance to cool down. But an argument over here, you may end up getting stabbed. You may end up getting shot. You're going to get a different reaction over here. The culture is different. You're not at home. And so when you come over here, you know, you're not going to eliminate all of that thinking overnight. That's why I have these type of videos. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not mad at anybody. And even when this lack of a reaction or an unexpected reaction, it even affects our relationships over here, because we'll take that. We'll take a woman to Boracay and, you know, wine her and dine her. And because she doesn't sing our praises, we think she doesn't appreciate it. But really they do. But we're not getting the same reaction that we expect that we would get at home over here. So we read into it something else. It causes trouble, man. But yeah, we're talking about how to stay safe over here. Remember, guys, follow the law, obey the laws over here, man. It takes you a long way over here. Just doing that. Remember, Filipinos are capable of running this country on their own. They don't need our help. No politics, man, at all. You know, about who you would prefer to win the presidency. You know, people always try to get me involved in that. Well, what do you think this new president's done? I don't know. It's none of my business. I don't even pay attention to it. If it doesn't, the policies don't affect me, I'm not in it. Do not campaign for anybody over here, because you can't run for office, but certainly don't campaign. And you say, well, why would you say that? Because I got a Facebook friend. He's an American. He's married to a Filipino over here. And she was running for councilman in their, you know, city. Oh, man, I feared for his life. I feared for this guy's life, man. He was on Facebook talking crazy, man, about other, you know, he was happy, you know, he was pushing his wife, but he didn't realize, man, that the danger he put himself in, man. And I promise you, man, I prayed for this guy's safety, and he made it through, man. He, you know, I mean, he traveled everywhere with her and the, you know, the politician, you know, the team that she was a part of. I said, this guy has no clue at all. It's dangerous, man. Politics is dangerous. What's up, Danny? Road to the Philippines. He said, Merry Christmas, Calvin, to you and your family, as well as the Sunshine Show's community. Welcome back, brother. I know you're happy, man. And especially you bought your mother and I believe your uncle over here. Yeah, that's a job. So you're back with Irene and the family, man. I know that y'all having a good time, man. Take them to one of those nice beaches. But I try to have nothing but positive energy. Brock's 100 Nationals. But yeah, no politics, man. No campaigning. Now let's talk about something. Of course, let me read this right now. It says, Philippine laws do not allow foreign nationals to own or carry firearms in the country. But there's a way around that. Okay, it says, get your Filipino girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse a firearms permit. You know, let them learn the proper techniques associated with handling guns, send them to the practice range. That's what a lot of people do, because you have to be justified and qualified over here to get a permit. And they have certain requirements, just like over in America, because a lot of their laws are piggybacking off of America. Remember, this used to be a Commonwealth of America. So a lot of their laws are the same here. You know, you can get like a, regular gun, but you can't get like an assault rifle or anything like that. But I'm gonna tell you why they strengthened that law. A lot of you don't know this, because I was coming over to the Philippines when this happened. What's going on, Ricky? But in January 2013, a Canadian national, John Pope, he was born in America, but he had a Canadian passport. He went into the courthouse in Cebu and he shot 3 people. He killed 2 people and injured 1 before he ended up dying. And it's a controversy. They don't know if he killed himself or the police killed him. But anyway, the 2 guns that he came there with were unregistered. They were homemade guns, a .357 and 45 caliber. He actually killed the doctor who brought the charges against him. He was facing illegal possession of firearms charges. And for whatever reason, man, he went up in the courthouse and opened fire, killed the lawyer and the guy who brought the charges. Then he shot a prosecutor's assistant. He was 63 years old, man. And that's another way that people get around that law. They buy these unregistered, unmarked, homemade guns. Yeah, John Pope. Yeah, for some reason, man, he went off in there, man. See, this is what y'all don't understand. There's a history before any of us start even coming over here. He's just one guy. There's a reason why they do some of the things they do and the way they act toward us. It's a history. They got a track record with foreigners over here acting like we run the place. And my condolences to the families of those victims, man. Because hell, he was in court to face those charges, but I guess he figured, I'm going out in a blaze of glory, and he did. Hey, Bella, he said, hey, Calvin, will you come to Argyle, Cebu in June? We love to see you hang out, maybe coffee and all with Passport Bro here. Merry Christmas. Oh, absolutely. Hell, we don't even have to wait to June. Are you coming there in June? Is that why you want me to come in June? I like Argyle. Me and my son's mother went there in 2010. She was about 6 months pregnant. I was getting ready to come back to the United States, and we just wanted to take a little trip before I went back. And one other thing I want to mention is this. There's no laws against the possession or use of pepper spray in the Philippines. You can actually make your own pepper spray. They got some recipes online, or Lazada, Shopee, or whatever. That's really that would be a good thing to have. You can have that. Some guy was asking, can you use bear spray? Well, if you've ever seen any videos of that bear spray, you may end up shooting yourself, because it sends out a big cloud, and you may get a whiff of it your damn self. Road to the Philippines said, yes, sir. My mom and Uncle Kenny having a great time. It's definitely been physically challenging for my uncle, but it wears a smile regardless. Now, is he getting frisky over it, Danny, or is anybody trying to, get close to your uncle? Auntie Perk said, can you make your own guns in the Philippines? Well, they do. They got good gun makers over here, but I don't think it's legal. But they do it. But yeah, just get you some pepper spray, or if your Filipino girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse is eligible to get that gun permit, do that. But I say it all the time. If I was in a place where I thought I needed a gun, I probably wouldn't be here. But some people own businesses over here. Some people are justified in their right to have that gun. I'd rather get deported than buried. I say that all the time. But most of the time when you have that, hey, Grace, Merry Christmas. This is a real good friend of ours. We go to the beach and everything with Grace. Merry Christmas to you and your son. But I don't have a gun, man. But that pepper spray, that's pretty good. Let me see. No illegal gambling, man. If you want to gamble over here, go to the casino or a legitimate cockfight, you know, because they have a lot of cockfights on the corner. When I was in Zamboanga City, they have them right outside our front door. And you could bet money and everything like that. But that illegal gambling over here will get you in trouble. See, I stay on the outside, guys. It's very important that I do that. I don't drive. I don't do anything that's going to put me on the inside because there's consequences in there. I don't care if you're an SRV. You're still an outsider. You're still a guest here. Because unless I may be wrong, SRV, you can't vote over here. What's up, T. Holmes? No. Hugh Bear says, don't forget to keep a bottle of that liquid fire in the house just in case. Absolutely. See? And you could just use that for plumbing reasons, but see, that's my phase 3, Hugh Bear. That liquid fire. Y'all don't think that, man, that ain't no joke. Okay, Danny said, there was a cute Filipina asking my uncle a bunch of questions at a local restaurant here in Manzanillo. She mentioned she had 4 kids, and I don't think he wanted that conversation to continue. Well, you know, he don't have to marry her, man. Hell, that means she's got some experience. She can give him a good back rub, Danny. Come on, man. No borrowing money and no lending money, guys. Shouldn't even have to repeat that. If you don't give any more money than you can afford to lose and walk away from. As a matter of fact, if somebody asks you to loan money, just say no or just give it to them. You're not going to get it back. I'm out of 10,000 right now. Me and Marilyn, we loaned a friend of hers 10,000 pesos. This was way back in June. She acts like we're invisible. And I don't care. My life is worth more than that $200 or whatever it is with the exchange rate right now. So I told Marilyn, don't even bother with her. It's going to cost something more than 200 in the end anyway. Michael says, hey, Sunshine Shoulders, there's a lot of foreigners drive over there. I know you don't drive. Absolutely. Now, Sydney's smart. His car, he hired a driver to drive him around, which is smart. Even though it's his car, he may, be financially responsible for anything by being his car, but at least he don't drive. I'm not used to the driving patterns over here. Justin Cormack says, my advice, and he's been over here a while, guys. This is good information. He said, my advice is to build goodwill with all Filipinos around you. I've created sort of a support system in Darwin, and everyone has my back here. Tip well, treat with respect, never let them lose face. Absolutely. See, you're just co-signing what I just said. Practice some humility over here. No matter how far down the scale somebody is, show them respect, man. Treat them as equals. Look them in the eye, man. I treat everybody as if they're the most important person in the world because they think that way anyway. That was a key to my success in the insurance business. I didn't treat people the way I wanted to be treated. I treated them the way they want to be treated. And it works, man. You know, I'm no better than anybody else. I'm the same way in St. Carlos City. People know me, man. That if I'm not at home now, but I guarantee you somebody's watching my house. I ain't have to ask them. They're going to do it. But that's great advice, man. You know, mind your own business. You know, Filipinos are capable of running their own country. They don't need our help. Hey, Ajima's World said, Calvin, happy holidays to you and your beautiful family. Thank you, brother. Be safe out there in America, man. That's why I wanted to show y'all this nice weather over here, because I know the weather is pretty damn rough over there right now. It's cold and everything else. Okay. He said his Uncle Kenny mentioned he was looking for a rich Filipina. I just give him the eye roll. Sorry to say at 70 years old, he needs to broaden his search. That's a fact. It's funny, we were talking about that last night. Guys want to argue about that. They always want to come over here and say, well, you know, they call them low value women over here. Come on, man. Most of the guys, myself included, we're already established. We just want companionship. We want somebody we can trust. We don't care anything about their financial situation. If you come to the Philippines looking for a woman with money, you're certainly in the wrong place, guys, okay? If you look for somebody with good character, good morals, values, that's going to respect you, yeah, you're in the right place. But if you want to play those competition games, look at my girlfriend's education is better than your, she makes more money than your girl, then okay, so be it, guys. But we don't play those games in my circle, man. We just want good people around us. Oh yeah. Okay. Island Fish said finally caught a live session. Spain's time difference is a little brutal. I guess y'all celebrate Christmas over there then, right? Being Catholic and all. Well, I don't know anything about sex solicitation in the law with foreigners. See, that's why I said obey the law. We don't know the laws over here. It's good to get you a lawyer, an association with a policeman, so that you know the law. That'd be a good question to ask somebody. Say, I don't solicit sex over here. You know, it's just like it's an unspoken thing over here. You go to Inglewood City. What's the red light district in Cebu? Mango Square. There's one in Manila. And usually, you know, even in Dumaguete, you go around that boulevard, you're going to see women over there. Nobody's going to bother you, really. I mean, it's not legal. Remember, excuse me, prostitution is not legal here. It's not even legal in Thailand. I know that much. I would just say keep it on the down low. Justin Cormack said, thanks, man. He said, guys, I see always complain around locals. Yeah, talk down to them, yell at them, give foreigners a bad name. Word spreads fast. All expats have a reputation. It can be good or bad. Man, you know, it's like you in our conversation last night. This is exactly what me, Sydney, and Franz were talking about at the dinner table last night. We cringe when we see this type of behavior, man. You're in their country, and yet we talk real crazy to people. We actually think that we're better than them. You can't beat them on their home court. And I wouldn't even try. Oh, okay. Bella said, yes, we're having a vacation in June. Never been back home for 4 years. Hope to see you in Argyle. Bring your wife. Treat on me. Absolutely, Bella. I promise you. Just remind us, because I'd love to go back to Argyle. What's up, Michael Alexander? Yeah, Ray Wakely says, yeah, good woman, respectable woman. What man should be looking for? Yeah, I'm not going to, you know, run a credit check on Maryland. Come on, guys. Y'all need to quit with all that foolishness. I'm not going to do that. I've got a good woman, man, you know, and I told her last night, and I told everybody, I wouldn't trade her for Beyonce. Because I know Beyonce got some bullshit coming down the line pretty soon. And, you know, I can imagine the conversations her and Jay-Z have, you know. Sam Champion says, Michael, bro, be careful about sex solicitation. They have sting operations that the U.S. Homeland Security assists Philippines with that. Wow. Google it on YouTube, a number of videos out there on that. Yeah, see, be careful with that. You got to keep that low key. Go somewhere where that's, you know, where they wink at something like that, not just in the normal scheme of things, man. This is a religious country. They're very religious, really, for the most part. And, you know, you're doing stuff like that, man. Just go where you know where that stuff is winked at. Parts of Angeles City, Manila, Cebu, and all those places. But we pay for it in a roundabout way. Believe it or not. We got it on an installment plan, is what that really is. You know, on a monthly, sometimes a daily basis, we're paying. That's about as far as I go. But to actually go out and hire somebody, I don't work that way. I'm not good on the clock, by the way. Let's see. Third party relationships is another way to get in trouble over here. It's another way I stay safe. If the woman's married, she's got a jealous boyfriend, and because believe it or not, y'all think I'm joking. A lot of these Filipinos, they'll share you, you know, be you, them, and their boyfriend. The boyfriend knows about you, but you don't know about the boyfriend. But the minute you find out about him, um, you need to get out of there. That's why I don't do the LDR. Filipinos are not from outer space. They need love and affection too. If you think you're over there and she's being good over here, you got another thing coming, guys. I promise you. Yeah, no reason to pay for sex over there. You have to be careful. We pay for it though. We just do it on installment plan, Stephen. That's all. We don't just go out and hire somebody. Oh, okay. Uh, Bova says, Merry Christmas, Calvin. My neighbors are having a big Christmas party in 5 to 6 hours. Santa will truly be trashed. Yeah, we had ours last night. Danny said, guys, don't solicit for sex. Try the old-fashioned way and strike up a conversation. Yeah, because you're gonna pay anyway. A lot of women we deal with over here don't have any money. So yeah. Hey, Spaniard in the Philippines said, hope to go there in June. I've been getting some practice on my YouTube channel because I want to take lots of video when I'm there. I want to see my girlfriend that I've been talking to for a while. See, it's another thing we were talking about last night. The Philippines is full of content. Look, anybody who wants to have a YouTube channel, I don't care who you are, the Philippines is the star. You're the witness. All right, just remember that. Don't get a big head if your channel starts growing, people start watching you. They're really watching the Philippines. They're not watching me. So many people have had to learn that lesson. The big stars at one time, when they moved out of the Philippines, it's crickets now. Nobody even watches their channel. They're interested in the Philippines, not me, not you. So as long as you stay over here and remain humble and show the country, you're probably going to have a successful channel. The Philippines is one of the most popular genres on YouTube, period. End of story. But the minute you try to start making it about you, you're going to lose. It's all kinds of content over here. Look at Justin Critter Hunter. If you don't think, I mean, you can go all over the place over here. He actually went underwater. He's taking his YouTube channel underwater, man. It's just so much, man. You don't have to make troll videos. You don't have to put other people down. I've never done a video where I'm talking about another vlogger. Why would I do that, man? So much other to talk about. I'm going to try to get permission to go in here and videotape the inside of this McMansion over here, maybe stir up some business for the owner. Let him know, hey, look, I got a following. Maybe somebody, 4 or 5 people may want to rent that, man. That's a big ass place for 80,000 pesos. They wanted 100, but they said if you get a long-term lease, they'll do 80. It's about $1,448 with the exchange rate, man. You get 5 people in there, everybody's got a bedroom, and you live in a luxurious life over here. Hey, Chester, Merry Christmas. Thanks for the great information. Keep on keeping on. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, these third-party relationships, man, are dangerous over here. We were talking about that a little bit. A guy, Alan Turner, was on my last live stream. He said, you know, he's dealing with a married woman. He said, what would I suggest if the jealous boyfriend was still around? I would say, pick somebody else. A lot of eligible women that you can meet online, you know, but to know that she's got a jealous husband still around, guys, that's a no-brainer right there. It really is. But there are some ways that you can get around the fact that foreign nationals, are not allowed to possess or carry firearms in the Philippines. Just get your Filipino wife, boyfriend, or spouse to get the permit. Go to, get the training, go to the practice range. It's just as good as you having it. That way, I'm just afraid of having guns in my house, man. I'm just afraid that a lot of times, remember now, when somebody shot in their house with a gun, a gun owners, when they're shot in the house, 95% of the time, it's by somebody in that house. When you get angry like that, it's just too easy to pick up that gun and pull the trigger. I won't put my life in somebody else's hands. And then, Booby may find a damn gun. It happens all the time. In my little hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 8-year-old, they find the gun, it goes off. They either dead or just, wow, the wind is really blowing. Or just horribly disfigured, never be the same. I'm just not comfortable around guns, but you can do it if you're justified and qualified, they say. Also, it's a lot of illegal guns here, man. If you want to break the law, remember, if you really want to, this is 90% of the game. Mind your own damn business. Follow the law, obey the laws over here. And you're basically going to get no pushback. You're probably not even going to have any incidents at all. Now, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, we haven't come up with anything to remedy that. But those two things right there is going to keep you a lot of times out of harm's way. But yeah, they've got these homemade guns over here. The Canadian national, John Pope, in Cebu, January 2013, opened fire in the courthouse. He was there to face illegal firearms possession charges. He opens fire, kills the doctor who brought the charges, who filed the case against him. Killed the doctor and the doctor's lawyer, shot a prosecutor's assistant, and then he ended up dying. They don't know if he killed himself or the police killed him, although he had a bullet wound in his temple. And remember, there's no laws against possessing and carrying pepper spray. I don't know if anybody's ever been hit with that. I was hit with that as a little bitty kid. My auntie was visiting us from Lexington, Kentucky, and me and my sister were meddling in her purse. And she had that, man. It hit me. I'll never forget it because it was painful. You can't breathe. That'll be enough at least to get somebody off of you, and enough time for you to then take the liquid fire and pour it over his head, or take the damn hammer and beat him over the damn head with it. It's some ways you can protect yourself over here. He said, Rodney Dasher said, you are the new Rick James on YouTube. You gave people hope and happy about the Philippines. I have my top 20 videos already, and John is the bonus. Yeah, I'm going to put together one for John. For his either the new year or for his anniversary of his death, because it's a lot of good video with John. John was one of a kind. I see a couple of vloggers trying to, you know, uh, inch in on our territory. See, when John was alive, nobody could touch me and John in that sunshine shows and moonshine shows. But since John's left, I see a few popular YouTubers, you know, hooking up now, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they wouldn't do that when me and John was around. John was one of a kind. Hey, thank you, Tonic Real, for that super chat. I mean, super sticker. But Danny says, and see, Danny knows he's a YouTuber. He says, that's true about there being crickets on your YouTube channel when you leave the Philippines. Yeah, see, remember we were talking, Danny? Danny's another guy I consider my friend. We've actually met, guys. I'm who I say I am. I'm more proud of that than the 45,000 subscribers. People can come over here, they'll tell you all that mess that people be making videos about me is foolishness, man. To be able to have, I'm talking about, I've had hundreds of people come over here and meet me, stay at my house. We go out to dinner, we go out to the mall and eat and everything. Oh man, you hear that? I hope y'all heard that. That cuckoo, cuckoo. It's around here somewhere. He said, I'm going to get that McMansion and use it as a bachelor pad. Man, that thing is huge. And the owner said that they would put a swimming pool in there. There's enough room for a swimming pool. And they'll put that in there. Wow. Butch the one says, another shooting in the mall. So tired of the Matrix. Is that where the little boy got shot in the Mall of America? Is that the one you're talking about? He said, shoot, I need his info. Well, I don't, you know, he says, hey, Cal, women okay with a guy having more than one woman, like if the chick has another island, another man. Not real Filipinos, man. They're jealous, man. And of course, you know, this new generation, and if, you know, you're not really a couple, you know, because we were talking about that last night. You know, there's swingers over here, believe it or not. Not a lot, but there are. There's swingers over here. Alpina R says there's too many women there to get wrapped up with a married woman. Yeah, but some guys do it, and what happens is this. They'll wait it out. They got the money to wait it out and get the annulment and all of that. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have that type of patience. I would rather just go on to the next one. Because once them feelings get involved, man, it's hard to turn that off, man. And you get your feelings hurt over here because Filipinos, they move on fast. You know, they're not going to suffer. You've shown them a new life. And then when y'all break up, she's not going back to the squatter area. She's going to move on. She's going to find somebody else to take your place. And it may be why you still got feelings for. Hey, thanks, Brock. 100 national parks to visit in USA for that super sticker. Hey, Big Loss, LAT, Traveler says, Merry Christmas, Calvin. What is your opinion on taking a Filipino back to the United States after marriage? Well, you know, most of the 100%, well, no, I'm going to say 99% of the couples that I met, the Filipino foreigner couples that I met when I was living in America, because I took my wife back, but on a K-1 visa. They're still together. I only saw one instance. It was a black guy, and his girlfriend had got into this circle of Filipinos over there whose husbands are like doctors, business owners, and they basically shamed her out of her relationship. You know, the guy had his own house, he had a nice truck. You know, imagine, you know, she was from the province over here, the real province. You know, no running water, none of that. But all of a sudden, he wasn't good enough for her because these women shamed her into leaving him. Now she's back over in the Philippines living with a Filipino man in the province. So most of the time, man, it just depends on the woman. You got to vet her, man, before you marry. We was talking about that last night. We was like, why do guys come over here? Okay, how long you been chatting with a woman? You can't come over and marry a woman after 2 weeks and all of that, guys. And we do. You don't know her enough. You haven't seen all the dimensions of this woman. You haven't seen um, her when she's jealous, when she's angry, when she's mad, when she's skeptical and all that, guys. You know, but if you know about as much as you think you can know about her and take her back, I don't see a problem with it. My wife was 28 when I took her back. We didn't have any, we didn't have any problems like that. Our problem came when we moved back over here. She wanted to go back and I didn't. But as far as having any problem, I don't, the longer you know them, the better. You can never fully know somebody, but the longer the better, guys. You know, make sure she's who you think she is. Come over here a few times. Because we were talking about that. They're going to reveal themselves. It's just how the culture is. Somebody's going to tell on them, good or bad. Yeah, she's a good woman, you know, or whatever. Or she's got a boyfriend, or she's got a girlfriend. See, a lot of women over here, you guys don't realize, a lot of women you're chatting with now, that you're dating, that you're sleeping with right now, they've had lesbian relationships. A lot of them, man. It's shocking to me. When you find this stuff out, you look at people that look so innocent and they're like, yeah, she was with a woman for 7 years before they got together, or how many years or whatever it was. And you'd be like, what? Yeah, because we don't know them. We just come over and jump right into it. But I don't see a problem with it. When I did my video, I was telling you the risk involved. They'll run off. Some of them have run off, guys. Michael Alexander, thanks for that super sticker. Some of them they will run off on you, man. If you got the wrong one, we've seen that happen. The minute they get over there, some of them, especially if you look, especially if you marry them here and bring them on the spousal visa, the green card is going to be waiting for them when they get there. See, you're taking a hell of a chance. You know, bring them over here on the K-1. See how they're going to act in America, or England, or wherever you're bringing them to. Because a lot of times, you know, America is like the promised land to a lot of Filipinos. Don't get that twisted. This is a fact, okay? Because of the history and just all the hoopla surrounding America, the land of opportunity and all of that, the jobs and all of that. It's there. It's the richest nation that's ever existed. And people want to get over there. And you can see, at least with 90 days, how she's going to respond with a million men telling her how beautiful she is every single day. See, over here, it doesn't happen. A lot of times, the only people that telling the woman she looks beautiful are you and the mother. Hey, Cedric Giles, thanks for that super chat. Said, Merry Christmas, Cal. Merry Christmas, big bro. Yeah, that's good advice, to be humble and respectful when you're in another country. Leave that Western arrogance at home. We have a hard time doing that. I don't get it, Cedric. We have a hard time doing that. But it's one of the easiest things you can do. because you're going to be humbled when you get over here. You don't know your way around. You got to ask for directions. You got to have somebody basically leading you around like a little baby. You're starting all over. I don't care how tough you were over there. You don't know the good guys from the bad guys. It's easy to be humble here, but we don't want to do it. We get off the plane. You know, there's guys that come over here, man. They're maniacs. I don't know whose channels they've been watching. And, you know, they expecting people to bow down to them. And like, man, you headed for trouble when you do that. Hey, Getting Fit says, this is off topic, but a few days ago, I discovered some troll channels that really hate you for some reason. I don't understand it, man. They got a vendetta against you for nothing. Yeah, and we were talking about that last night. You know, it's just for losers, you know. I'm not going to spend not 1 second putting down somebody else and making videos about somebody else's. I'm living my best life over here. It's really none of my business what people think about me. They want a response, which they will never get from me. I don't need them. They need me. Brandon McLean said, absolutely correct. You never know who a person really is. I knew my ex-wife over 30 years before I found out who she really was. Yeah, it's always a risk. Risk and rewards. SM Champion, his is working out well. You know, but there's risk and rewards with bringing your Filipino over there. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bad stories, but we never hear the bad story. That's one of the reasons why prosecutors over there, when they talk about these online love scams and dating app scams, they can't prosecute them because people don't cooperate. They won't come forward and tell their stories, and they're too embarrassed. I would love for that brother to come on here. He's a brother from Jacksonville, Florida. The woman ran off the minute she came over here. She was gone. And because he could help somebody, but we'll never hear that story. He's too embarrassed. And that's his business, you know. Colin B says, Merry Christmas to you, much respect. Keep the truth coming. 7 degrees here now in New York. Yeah, man, y'all be careful out there, man. The weather's bad. If you can't help somebody during this time, man, I feel sorry for you. And I want to take my hat off to Justin, man, Critter Hunter. That's the kind of, we need more of that over here. He fed a remote village over here, give some people some hope, man. He brought a little joy. You know, it's just like if you go on my Facebook page and read our purpose, we want to bring a little sunshine, a little light into places where darkness used to be. And when you feed a village, you let them, they were doing what they had, like what's that? The beanbag races and all of that. And, you know, they throwing candy out. And because yesterday, man, we're coming from the mall, I saw so many little kids that I knew there was not going to be a Christmas, man. I wish I could help everybody. It's not possible. But I do what I can. That's no excuse not to try to help. So I do my spin wheel. We spin the wheel 5 times last night and gave away 5,000 pesos. It's a lot of money over here to people. They don't, you know, we bring our Western thinking over here. Listen to this, okay? I do a video of this property we're staying in right now. Just to share with my viewers and subscribers. I get a pushback. Oh, that house is no more than 250 to 300,000 in America. We're not in America, man. This is what being rich looks like in the Philippines. If you own this house and you lived in this house, you would be considered rich over here. I'm just trying to share that with my viewers and subscribers. We don't always have to compare. When I said, hey, they want 80,000 over there, the guy said, oh, well, my mortgage, that's the same as my mortgage in America. Well, in California, he said, well, you're not in California. And I'll be damned if you're not going to get that's a mansion over there. You're not going to get that for $1,400 per month. I was renting a little, 2,000 square foot home, which was not little, really. In America, I was paying $900. But yeah, we bring that stuff over here, guys. You know, I'm trying to show you guys. If you don't think this place is nice, and it wouldn't, if you had this house, you wouldn't be considered rich in the Philippines, man. You don't know what you're talking about. But that's the type of stuff we do. Okay, Justin, later on, brother. He's gonna do his live. Gary says, don't be with her if you don't trust her. She will leave other country if she wants to. Yeah, if you don't trust them, man, come on, guys. That's a that's a red flag right there. You know, we were talking about that last night because people on the last live stream, I'm like, dude, what kind of women are y'all dealing with that you come over here, you don't trust them, but you go to sleep with them, you have sex with them, unprotected sex, you sleep right next to them, you eat the food that they prepare for you, and everything like that. But after 2 and 3 years, you don't want to trust her with your ATM pin, which, by the way, you don't have any money in the bank anyway. But you know, trust, man. I would feel sorry for somebody if you don't have anybody in your life that you can trust. I mean, does it make sense? Am I saying anything wrong? That I'm 8,000 miles away. I'm looking for somebody I can trust. I'm looking for somebody that has my back over here, that can show me which way to go over here. Because I don't know. I don't know the good guys from the bad guys. I don't know my way around here. The Filipino can hit a switch and start speaking one of the 170, 200 dialects over here, and they've lost you already. You're sitting there speaking a good English conversation, and all of a sudden they hit the switch. They talking around you, man. You got to learn to trust somebody over here. I'm sorry. And if you can, I wouldn't talk about living over here long term. Joe Knight says, I got a K1 with my last wife. You only have 90 days to get married. She has to go back. I did the right thing and married her, but that's not enough time to know the person. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's 90 more days, Joe, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of my subscribers have come over here and married the woman while they were here. That brother included, the one that ran off. You can't know her in 2 weeks. At least you get a chance to actually see her boots on the ground and how she's responded over there to all that attention and all of that. But yeah, you're right. 90 days is not enough, but I mean, that's the rules though. It's a risk that you take. And I would rather keep over her and get to know her as much as I possibly can, you know, because you never really know everybody, to see her tendencies. How's she going to act when she gets mad at me? And all of that. What other skeletons in the closet have I not seen yet? It's just so much you can do before you bring them over there. Why are we in such a damn hurry? No one ever answers that question for me. She can't go anywhere, guys. First of all, she doesn't have a visa. Second of all, she doesn't have any money. Third of all, they're doing all they can over here just to make it. So why are you in such a hurry? Don't you want to get to know the lady? Then you want to blame it on her when it don't work out. Give it some time, man. Come over here, get to know a little bit about the culture, what it is you got to expect. Because if you don't, man, you're going to get with her. She's going to have some habits, some ways that's going to just drive you crazy. And you stuck with it. Okay? TJ Johnson, thanks for that super chat. He said, Merry Christmas from DeVal. Cal, pleasantly surprised we're getting a Sunday stream. This might be the most FaceTime I have with foreigners all day. Yeah, man, we take it for granted. I'm building a community where, and Fran said y'all hung out when you were here. See, I never did that. That's one of the main reasons I started my channel. See, because you're gonna need that good stimulating conversation where people get you. They understand You understand their jokes, they understand yours. Your sarcasm, they get it. Because it goes crickets when you're uh, with your Filipino. They don't get it. You don't get it either. But thank you, brother. Man, look, if y'all don't think the universe is listening, remember I was talking on my last live stream about the cheese over here, that I haven't been able to find any real cheese. The cheese won't melt. Well, I'd be damned if TJ doesn't give me for Christmas a big box from Hickory Farms. It's sausage, crackers, real cheese. And I was like, damn, man, he read my mind. And this, he had already had it before my live stream came on, man. Thanks for that. And also the chocolate that you gave. Is that what's the name of that chocolate? Godiva? It's delicious. A Spaniard in the Philippines says there are many divorced Filipinos here in the USA. They're happy until they get her citizenship. Then they tell you to go fry asparagus. And that's because you don't know them. But a lot of times it doesn't happen. But 99, I've only heard of one instance. I mean, if you, and people can bear witness to this who watching here, if you brought your Filipino girlfriend or wife over there, you're in this circle. You automatically belong to this community over there of foreigners and Filipinos, and you meet 2 or 3 times a month on the holidays, especially. I've only seen one that didn't work. Now, you see a lot of expats over there. You see a lot of guys that show up with the Filipina, and it's not the man who brought her over with the visa, So there's always a story behind that. Ray says, hey, Calvin, I was never in the Philippines, but your videos helped me out a lot. Thank you, and don't worry about the haters. They're everywhere. Yeah, I don't worry about them. I've never been as happy as I am now. That's why I don't have any. I'll probably go home. I don't know when, though. It's got to really be something important, like my son's birthday or something like that, because you can't fool me. I know that when I get home, they're only going to roll out the red carpet for about a week at the most. Then they're going to be wondering, when are you going back? Hey, brainwave relaxation said, Calvin, while people may criticize you, you have 90% of your Philippines battle won because you have a Pinay you can trust. Yeah, in your life. You have a warrior in your corner that will look out for you. And that's very important. That's why I talk about it all the time. I'm not going to be over here with a woman I can't trust. Hybrid 7-Eleven says 16 degrees in D.C. tonight. See, Sydney's from D.C. And he said he put this little get together because when his wife died in 2020, June 25th, he said he quit celebrating the holidays. There was no need. But since he started coming over here and he's met a special woman, he thought he'd start celebrating again. So he rented this place and invited some people. It's like 12 of us in there, but it's a big enough place. You don't even have to see anybody. You can go swimming if you want. We're going to go later to get get a massage, because in Lapu-Lapu, for anybody who don't know, when you fly in, that's where you're flying into Lapu-Lapu, not Cebu. It's about 40 minutes from Cebu, depending on where you're going to be staying, Lapu-Lapu. This is a tourist area. It always has been. When I was here in 2009, this is where I stayed my entire time over here. Maybe 2 or 3 days I stayed in Cebu. But they've got, because it's right on the ocean here, they've got a lot of the resorts here have their own little private white sand beach. It's really nice. And there's a lot of real massage places, not happy ending massages. And it's the first place I ever seen a white Japanese over here. In America, Japanese and Asians, they're not white. But over here they are, man. I was shocked. I was like, who is this? But yeah, it was white. TJ says, for sure, man, there's such a unique set of grievances that you end up airing here in the Philippines, and the people most likely to understand what you're going through or amongst your fellow expats. Yeah, they don't get us over here because they're like, well, why are you over here if you want to complain all the time? They don't get it. That we're not really complaining. We're just saying, man, I wish that water pressure would be a little bit better. And they're like, well, at least you got water. And like, because Bronston was asking me last night, man, you don't have hot water? I don't need it. I've gotten used to not having hot water over here. So it's not a complaint for me because I know the water's not ice cold. Like in America, you got the cold and you got the hot. The cold is cold. Over here, it's not. Depending on what time you take that shower, man, if I take a shower in my house about 3 o'clock, it's like lukewarm, the water is, because it's going to sit in that hot-ass pipe, that hot-ass line all day, and then you finally hit it. It's really soothing, really. It's comfortable. And it's good for your skin, guys. Hot water is not good for your skin. Look it up. But we're so used to it. It's just what we're used to. When I tell you that you come over here, Filipinos are tougher than you. When a woman's tougher than you over here, they don't believe it. Man, we can't put up with the stuff they can put up with. They're just used to it. It's their lifestyle. Stuff we become accustomed to. A lot of it you can't get over here, man. We get to whining and complaining. What's up, Mo? He said, good morning, Brother Cal. Merry Christmas to you and your family. 14 degrees here in New Hampshire. Yeah, y'all be careful over there, man, in that weather. Willie Rivers said, what's up, Brother Cal? How are you? I'm coming to the Philippines ASAP. I'm freezing in Ohio. It's 13 degrees in Toledo. This is one of the reasons I'm here, guys, the weather. The older I got, the harder that weather was on me. And see, when I talk about being an insurance agent, I don't know what you have in your mind. I'm one of those old-fashioned guys that go to your house. I'm not one of them guys sitting in a fancy office. I'm sitting there knocking on your door, waiting for you to come while old man Winter is cutting me in half, see? And then because most of my clients were older people who turned the heat up to 150, I can't overdress because I know when I go in the house, it's going to be burning up in there. So now I'm sweating if I wear the wrong clothes. So, yeah, it's one of the reasons I came here in December 2018. I was like, I'm not going to deal with another winter over there. I made sure I came over here the minute it started getting cold. Hell with that cold weather, man. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? I don't see Michael beat your life over. Yeah, guys, get the thumbs up, man. Yeah, TJ says, granted, they're amongst your fellow expats, not the entire body of them. Unfortunately, people come here with their heads firmly ensconced within their backsides, and no amount of Filipinos can change it. Yeah, I was saying that some of us, we can't be helped, guys. No matter what you tell people, because Franz was like, man, why do people, he says on every channel you see where they say, don't send money over here to women. And we do it anyway. And I'm saying, well, something in our DNA, we want to believe these women. We want, we feel sorry for them, Americans especially. We're compassionate, and they take our sympathy for granted. And so we'll see their situation, and we think we can improve it. Oh, wow, 12 degrees Fahrenheit Celsius in Baguio. That's why I'm not in Baguio, man. Y'all can have that, man. I didn't come over here for cooler temperatures. If people come over here for cooler temperatures, I'm going to move to Valencia, I'm going to move in the mountains, I'm going to move in Baguio. Well, y'all can have that. I came here. If it's not hot, it's not hot today. I'm disappointed that the sun's not out and I'm not sweating. Because that's what I came here for. I didn't come here for these cool temperatures. Because it's cool right now. I'm pretty sure it's not 80 degrees today. Winds, no, I'm saying Franz. I'm sorry. My English is bad. I'm not saying Fonz, I'm saying Franz. Franz. I got two friends named Franz and who I've met in person over here. One lives in Africa now, married to a beautiful African woman over there. He got a monster place. I think he's on here now where he's living a life because there's other places you can that your money will stretch further than at home. He's in, I want to say, let me see, where is he? Where are you, Franz? I keep Tanzania. And man, the beaches over there are just unbelievable, man. You're not gonna see it on you certainly aren't gonna see it on the news. You're only gonna see the big belly African kids, and they never show you where he lives. He lives in a beautiful place. What's up? Henry hit him up, say, hey Cal, Merry Christmas, bro. 20 years, 20 degrees in Central Virginia. Yeah, man, that's why I'm here. I'm not gonna lie to you, but let's talk about, how I stay safe in the Philippines, man. I put a little disclaimer out there in the beginning. I said, if you just mind your own business, man, and you obey the laws over here, that's 90% of the battle right there. Remember, Filipinos are capable of running their own country. They don't need our help. Practice some humility. Be humble, man, no matter how far down the scale somebody is, because you're going to see people like that over here, same as you will anywhere else. Look them in the eye, man. Treat them with some respect. They deserve that. It goes a long way over here. Stay out of the politics of any kind. Don't discuss, we come over here, we want to tell them how to fix their unemployment. Oh, yeah, they should raise they said they should raise the pay over here. This is what we say. I've sit around with guys and they say it. We've got an economic plan for the Philippines. Meanwhile, you're broke. That's why you're coming over here. But we can fix the Philippines, right? Leave that alone. Don't campaign for anybody. Don't get involved in politics at all. It's dangerous for you to do that over here. They'll mow you down and keep on going, guys. They'll clean the blood out of the street and life will resume as if you never even existed. So don't do that. Okay. Swallow your pride. You can't win an argument over here. Swallow your pride. You're not at home, okay? The taxi driver beat us. He thought he beat me out of 1,000. I was like, okay, it's a Christmas gift. I'm going to get that back because you can only cheat yourself. You're losing. We've used you 4 times, man. 2,500 ain't enough. That's too much. Believe it or not, if I get in a taxi in Cebu City and because they let the meter run 100% of the time, it's never going to reach 1,000 pesos. It's going to be 920, 980. Okay. The extra money we pay them is for that blind trip back. Okay. And it's a special trip. So they've made their bounty for the whole week. Everything else is profit for them. But to some people, that's not enough. They want to cheat you because they think that you got it. It's okay. Now, we're not going to use you when we go back, stupid. We needed you to go back. But, okay, you win this argument. I'm going to bow out gracefully. My life's worth more than $20. Don't loan money over here and don't borrow money. I'm out of 10,000 pesos right now. We loaned a good friend of Maryland's, 10,000 pesos. The lady act like we don't exist. Okay, you can have that. My life's worth more than that. It's going to cost you more, lady, than 200 pesos, okay, in the long run. The universe is watching, man. And y'all don't believe it, but that's why I say she can have it. Don't give any more money that you can't afford to lose or walk away from. Because you don't want them to lose face over here. And I know that. They'll have me killed over that 10,000 pesos. Trust me, they will. Okay? You're not going to get the same reaction over here that you expect that you get over there in your country from an argument. from a disagreement. You may be able to walk away. Over here, it may cost you your life. Same thing in your relationship. You take her to Boracay, you whine and dine her, and she just sits there like a brick wall. Don't sing your praises or nothing. It doesn't mean that she doesn't appreciate it. They just going to show you in their own way. But we don't get that reaction, so we get mad at her. Oh, you don't appreciate what I do for you. No, they just going to react in their own way. Is there a way to get a gun? You can get around that. If you have a Filipino wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or spouse, let them get the firearms permit with all the training and let them go to the practice range. Same thing. If you're justified and qualified and you think you need a gun, because you can't have a gun over here. You can't possess one, you can't carry one. But she can or he can. January 2013, Canadian national John Pope opened fire in a Philippine courtroom, killing 2 people, injuring another before he died. They got a history with us. There's a reason you can't carry weapons. Now, both of the weapons he used, 357, 45 caliber, were unregistered, unmarked. They were homemade guns. So if you want to break the law and buy you a couple of them, which you can over here, and have them in your house for protection, then you go right ahead. Some people would rather get deported than buried. I'm one of them. But yeah, he was 63 years old. He was in court to face illegal firearms possession charges. He brandished a gun in a disagreement with his neighbor. The neighbor filed a complaint against him with help. It wasn't enough for him. He showed up guns blazing. And, you know, it was an ugly look for foreigners, guys. But remember, this wrong place, being in the wrong place at the wrong time is something we haven't come up with a remedy yet. Sometimes, you know, what can you do about that? I stay on the outside, man. I don't do anything. I try not to do anything to be on the inside. The closest thing to being on the inside for me is having a relationship over here. Anything else, man, I'm staying on the outside. I don't care how long I've been over here. I don't care what type of visa you got. Best to stay on the outside, man. Hey, Nicholas Cherry said Cebu is the firearms capital of the Philippines. Well, that's where this happened. This actually happened in Cebu. Hey, Stallis over 60. Say good day, Calvin, and to all the people in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Alfred Dunlap, what's going on, man? Merlin was asking about you and your wife. He's like, we haven't heard from them. You're still over here, right? He said, Merry Christmas, my brother. Best to you and yours. Such truth you speak about lending money. Only give or gamble what you can afford to lose. Keep it gritty. Yeah, man. And I'm glad you brought that up. You know, illegal gambling. You can gamble over here, but if you want to, go to the casino if you're going to gamble, because you can gamble. You know, they got a lot of gambling going on over here, cockfights. Believe it or not, and I'm trying to get some footage of this, and eventually I will attend one. They got horse fights over here. Raise your hand if you knew that. I didn't know it, but somebody sent me a video. There's a horse fight. And what they do is like a big ring. They'll have 2 horses, and they have a female horse in the middle. And I think the winner is whoever pushes the other horse out of the circle or whatever. I mean, this was attended by thousands of people, guys. I never heard of a horse fight before. Like, damn, a horse fight? Have you attended a horse fight yet, TJ? Thanks for the super chat. He says, used to work with a guy from Manila. He always told folks that we were like brothers, etc. I sold him my couch for $10,000 when he moved back from Davao. I always wanted to hang, but ghosted me when I mentioned it next. So what, he didn't pay you The money, TJ, is that what you're saying? He said, what the hell is a horse fight? That's what I said, but the guy, he sent me um, the video, but it was too long. I couldn't download it because I was going to share it. He said you could share it. It's a horse fight. And the whole point of it is you get two horses and you put the woman horse in the middle, the female horse in the middle, and they're fighting over the lady. I guess she must be in heat or something. Something triggers that aggression. And they're fighting, you know, they're fighting. And I think the winner is the one that gets thrown out of the circle, or it may even go beyond that. I know cockfights are to the death. I don't know if a horse fight, but I mean, it was thousands of people around. He panned the camera around. I was like, what kind of crazy province stuff is this, dude? But it just goes to show you how little we know about the Philippines for real. Oh, he said, yeah, yeah. He said, first I've heard of a horse fight. That's first I've ever heard of a horse fight. But they're big events, man. And he said it happens all the time where he is. He said he didn't pay me. I let the bro have the couch on credit because he was moving and I figured he had a good job. Yeah, man. Good thing to just walk on away from that. A damn couch. Yeah, you can have that, bro. Yeah, he said you learn something new every day. Yeah, I was shocked because when he said that, I was like, a horse fight. He said, you want to see it? I said, yeah, send me that video. He said, and then he says, endeavoring one. He says, we need Big Shirley fights. Oh man, that's a good idea. You have two big old overweight women in a bikini fighting in mud or whatever it is, mud wrestling. That'd be good. You know, because them women over there, the big women, even over here, they have a little bitty man. What's that all about? Have anybody ever figured that one out? Very seldom do you see a Big Shirley with a Big John or something. It's usually some little bitty guy that they with. Oh, he said any nightclub in Atlanta past 2 a.m. Man, no, but the hell, yeah, they'll be fighting over Big Shirley. That's what I used to. I'm gonna tell you something. He said, I'm going to puke. Yup. Yeah, two big Grammy women, you know, sweating and but at the end of the night in Louisville, Kentucky, man, we had a little club called the Bus Stop. Yo, them fat women get all the play, man. You know, Bella says we Filipinos are sharpshooters, though. We got your back. Nobody touches our man. Absolutely. See, if I thought I needed a gun, I'd just send Maryland. Hell, they gave her a driver's license. She never took the test. She went to get a motorcycle license. Hell, they gave her a driver's license. So they'll probably just, if she, you know, she knows people, they'll probably just get her a damn gun permit and she shoot her damn self. Yeah, he said SWF, Shirley Wrestling Federation. Yeah, put the man in the middle. Curtis said, me too, man. It's freezing cold weather driving me crazy. 7 degrees in Columbus, man. Shall be happy when I retire and move over there with my girlfriend. That's the number one reason I'm here. One of the top 3 reasons I'm here is the weather. Man, I was freezing out there, man. Then you have to warm up your car. I'd be watching, you know, in Louisville, it's against the law to warm up your damn car to let it idle in your own driveway. If a police is pulling back, he's going to write you a ticket. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I'll take that ticket because I'm not getting in that freezing car. And, you know, then I got to sit there for 15 minutes till it warms up and all that. And it's crazy, man. And then you sit there and it takes the people forever because most of my people were older to answer the door, man. I said, this is it. I'm leaving. December 5th, I left. Yeah, her TJ said lost his job. Immediately stopped talking about paying me, but would still want to hang out when I pulled up to Makati. He said I finally brought it up and bro just went full ignorant on me. Yeah. Well, you know that's the rule, TJ. I learned this a long time ago. Why do people get mad because they owe you money? You know, when you see them and they don't have the money, they get mad at you. They want to turn it on you. And I'm like, man, what you owe me money? Am I missing something? But yeah, they get mad at you because they owe you and they don't have it. So now all of a sudden they won't fight you because they don't have the $100 they owe you. But damn it, you shouldn't have borrowed it. They humble as hell, you know, when they need the money, but the minute you give it to them, they Nino Brown again. Jam Silver says, I can't wait to make it back over to Southeast Asia. Rodney Dasher said, suckers, it's their way of thinking, water in the brain. I've been to the Philippines 4 times. If I come back, I need to see you, bro. Come on, man. Joseph Rellifer said in the Philippines, we call it hog hunting. Yeah. But see, you can't use that kind of language in America. They'll counsel you for calling a woman fat, or a man fat, or anybody fat. You got, what do you call them? You can't call them overweight. What do you call them? Obese or something now? Is that the uh, the politically correct term for fat people? They fat, period. She eats too much or whatever it is. You know, you try to be kind. They even know they fat when they look in the damn mirror. Yeah, Kamal, he said, yeah, that's ridiculous. And they justify the anti-idle law while warming up cars made after 1980 unnecessary, but actually harmful to the engine. Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to have to take that ticket, Kamal, because I don't know about anybody else. It's freezing in Louisville right now. And, you know, if I were working, I would work all the way up to Christmas Eve. Yeah, thick. Oh, okay, thick. Big game. Is that what you guys are calling them now? Food challenged. Big boned. Yeah. Big game. You know, it is what it is. You know, I just call them fat and they get mad. You know, it's like, hey, okay. I'm not making fun of you or nothing, but thick. Thick sack of medical bills. Yeah. But they always say, yeah, but she's got a cute face. Well, you know, that's the thing about big women. They always look cute. That's to lure you in. But no, I don't want that, man. And you guys, you know, make fun of me when I said that they neck look like a stack of pancakes. Y'all know, y'all see them old rolls all the way up to here. Hey, thanks. Just ask KJ for that super sticker. He said milk duds. He said, yeah, 70% of the U.S. is freezing. He said BBB, Big Bertha Boogie. Yeah. Because you get to the club too late, and that's all that's left, John. Them big women, and you know, they got them that elephant pussy, man. And I deserve better than that. I don't want no elephant pussy, even over here. If a woman, if it's too big for me, I'm moving on. I'm sorry. Yeah, he said, don't call them anything that disrespects them. Yeah, well, lose some weight. That's all I'm saying. It ain't my fault. Push yourself away from the damn table. Quit eating seconds and thirds. You know, just get mad at me. Junk in the trunk. Yeah. Just as KJ said, thanks for your honesty and telling us the truth as you see it. Yeah, you know, I feel safer over here, just as KJ, than I do in America, man. I just, people don't look at me as the suspect over here. I don't get followed around in the store. The police don't harass me. And I really feel uh, safer over here. He said, too funny. Elephant pussy. Man, anybody that's ever ran into an elephant pussy knows what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, Will Sutton. He said, Calvin, do you have people curling come to your house? Yeah, about 3 or 4 a day. They're probably there now, but I'm not there. But yeah, we give them money. I usually give them, if they're really good, I'll give them 100. But if it's just a hustle, I give them, like a whole stack of them centavos. Those 25 centavos, takes 4 of them to make a peso. I give them a whole handful of those. But if they're good, like most of them are, I give them 100. Yeah, he said, Ryan, old pussy. He said, cute face or what I have, perfect toes. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I have curling, man. It's big over here. Derby town, don't hurt them. Yeah, camel's foot looks good sometimes, but nah, that's not what I'm talking about, John. I'm talking about when you get in there, man, it's just too sloppy, man. Just like she just walked out of the damn delivery room. You don't want that, guys. That's not the type of intimacy you want. Stylist over 60 said, on a cold night like tonight, Big Shirley, body heat will keep you warm in the bed. Yeah, but that funk will run you out of there, man. It's not, they can't wear enough deodorant to cover all that square footage, square metage. That's what I call it. Yeah, medical records say well nurse. That's funny, man. Yeah, see, a lot of times though, the camel toe is sexy, and it kind of turns you on, but now the elephant pussy, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. John Holmes is not a match for the elephant pussy. Hybrid 7-Eleven said, Cal, I've been followed around store by security years ago as I'm watching a white guy stuff items in his jacket. Well, a lot of times, guys, believe it or not, this is why a lot of school shootings happen, a lot of the mass shootings happen, because they're not on anybody's radar. We are. They're too busy watching us. I couldn't get away with that because they already, believe it or not, man, I don't have a police record or anything. And the SWAT team burst in my house. Meanwhile, the bad guys are walking by while they're in my house. They're walking around by with drugs, guns, money, and everything. Believe it or not. But yeah, a lot of people just aren't on the radar over there. And now I understand. Now I know how that feels when I'm over here. I'm not on the radar. And it feels magnificent, man. It's a wonderful feeling not to have people cross the street when they see me. They actually greet you over here. But, that's how I stay safe, though. I stay on the outside. The only thing I'm doing on the inside, I got a relationship with Maryland. That's the only thing that could really get me in trouble over here. Anything else, man, I watch carefully. I don't drive. I don't gamble. I don't run for office. I don't support any candidates. I don't do anything that's going to put me in the sights of trouble. Okay, the beach of life is here. Okay. He said, we're neighbors. I'm in Bellevue. Washington, yeah. TJ Johnson said, laugh my ass off. You're just watching a slideshow of steals of Calvin accompanied with soundtrack. Who said that? That's hilarious. Yeah, he said, even a jumbo jet seems small compared to the Grand Canyon. Yeah, man, I don't want that, man. I've had enough of that sloppiness. And okay, he says, I'm on 3G over here, bruh. Get at me. He said, y'all wild tonight. Now, we just sharing a little truth tonight, man. I don't care, man. I just have to freeze, man. I was married to a big Shirley. And, when I first met her, she wasn't a big Shirley. But she was pressuring me to go to the gym, pressuring me to be in the great health. And she was getting bigger and bigger with every meal. So finally, that elephant pussy hit me, man. And I was like, I'm out of here. Sam Safari says, I live as a man wherever I am and die as a man wherever that is. Yeah. And that's really what you have to do. But remember, guys, over here, there's no laws against the possession or use of pepper spray over here. And if anybody doesn't know what pepper spray would do to you, I bear witness to it. It'll stop the big man in his tracks. You can't hit what you can't see. You spray him in his face, it's gonna get in his nostrils. You just kick him in his balls, man, and head on out the house or wherever you going. MSG said, Cal, how many girls did you mess with when you first got there? The first time I was here, I only messed with two, but these were the two that I met online. That's the only thing I did. I met two girls because the first one didn't work out. The second one did. I spent all my time with her. She the one put me up on game. She was like, well, she was 41. I mean, beautiful, man. I promise you, man. Her name was Grace Ballaston. And she was fairly successful. She was married and separated from her husband. They had owned some photography businesses over here because that's a big business over here. Even now, IDs, school IDs, all kinds of passport photos and stuff like that. But she was like, well, what are you doing? Because I was 45, she was 41. That's my Western thinking. I'm not, used to dating younger women, but she was like, what are you doing with me anyway? She said, most foreigners that come over here, date younger women. I didn't even know that was possible over here. It's how naive, it's how little I knew about the Philippines. And it just stuck in my mind. So when I got home, back home to the United States, I went online and I just started dealing with younger women. I ended up meeting a woman who was supposed to have been 22, turned out to be 18. When I found out it was on her 19th birthday. But that's when I kind of went crazy from 2000, late 2009 to like the end of 2010. Man, I had some fine women over here, man. And I didn't think there was anything wrong with it because, I don't mistreat anybody. If I went to Boracay, they went to Boracay with me. But sometimes I'd be with 3 or 4 women in a week, man. And they range in age from, 24 to, 40. I had a woman over here that looked just like Alicia Keys. And the reason we quit fooling around was her story was just so sad, man. I couldn't be around her. Her daughter had died of what's it when the mosquito dengue. It was just a sad story, man. I just gave her some money and I just never contacted her again. But man, was she beautiful. I mean, she looked just like Alicia Keys. We were eating at Ayala Mall at the pizza place. I can't think which pizza place. I was just looking at it, I was like, damn, has anybody ever told you you look like Alicia Keys? But yeah, but I got all that out of my system, man. I don't do that no more. He said most foreigners drive, Cal, here in Santa Rosa Laguna. Do you feel safe in jeepneys? I did, but it's just too small for me. And then, you got to sit like this, and jeepneys are just too slow. They're too slow for me. I don't have the patience for jeepneys. It's just one of those Filipino things that a lot of foreigners we can't get used to. Oh, okay. The Beach of Life says I'm driving back next week, flying to Honolulu from Las Vegas in January, then to the Philippines. Yeah, Philip Cooper's headed over to Hawaii, but he's going to hit several islands. Hell, you might see him over there. Hey, Urban Nomad, Merry Christmas. I seen a message from you. Yeah, it basically is safety. How I stay safe over here, because I've never had anything that resembles trouble over here ever. Other than when you break up with a Filipino, she's gonna be trouble. You got to get off Facebook. You got to leave the island. You got to change a lot of stuff once you break up with a Filipino. But other than that, I haven't had anything that resembles trouble. No one's ever broken my house. No one's ever pickpocketed me. Even though one time early on in 2010, I was with my son's mother, we were about to leave McDonald's. And the security guard stopped and said, "Hey, sir, those snatchers over there, I think they're going to try to bother you." He said, "You want to hold up?" So he went, held a taxi, and we made a beeline straight to the taxi. And we went past him. You should have saw the look on their face. But maybe what they were going to do was try to snatch her phone. They weren't going to deal with me, but that's the only time. And I didn't even see that coming. But it's easy to stay out of trouble, guys, if you mind your own business and just follow the law over here. If it's a law in your country, it's probably a law over here. You don't want to, because some guy said, "What if I came over here and start filling up on Filipinos?" They probably blow your damn brains out. It's probably what they would do. You can't do that over here. And whoever told him that, I don't know who told him that. I mean, that was about as ridiculous as Mike when he said he thought that women were going to be lined up with roses when he got off the plane. And you have to know Mike, guys. He was dead serious. He didn't, you know, he was said that with a straight face. He said, "Calvin, I'm very disappointed. The women aren't throwing themselves at me." I'm like, "Come on, Mike. You look like Mick Jagger with a bad case of the mumps, man. Ain't no woman gonna be just running up on you because he says, Filipinos, they watched all the the movies with the white man coming to the rescue as a hero." And he says, this is the YouTubers he's following telling him this, that once I got off and they were gonna love my white skin and all that. He's still single. Hey, Roselle Monroe said, "What's up, Cal? Merry Christmas to you and yours." Thank you. Merry Christmas. Yeah, guys, just mind your own business. Don't gamble, don't loan money, don't borrow money. Be humble over here. You know better than anybody else, really. It's all in your head to think you're better. You don't get any more hours in the day than anybody else. You know, you sit on the toilet. Most of us sit on the toilet and take a poop, just same as everybody else. But sometimes we forget about that. David Williams said, "What's the best mode of transportation? Do you need to own a car? Do you need a car to own?" Some people do it for the freedom, David. That's the reason John bought a car. He never had a car until the lockdown. And the buses, because they got good public transportation here. That's what I use. If I go to Dumaguete, if I go to Cebu, from Toledo to Cebu, I use the bus. That's what I use, the series. Then they've got the ferries. If you're going from Cebu to Panglao Bahal, you catch the ocean jet. I don't drive, but if you want that freedom that I can go whenever I want to go. Darren Cooper up there, he just spent $2.5 million for a fancy Ford. I forgot what the name of it was, because he wants to drive. He wants his own car. He don't want to wait on nobody, and so It's not a rule. It's not a written rule, but a lot of foreigners, they do drive. I don't, because I don't know the driving patterns over here, man. It's just there's no. Imagine this. I'm in St. Carlos City at a major thoroughfare. I'm talking about a highway, guys. And then you got the main street crossing it. There's no stop signs. There's no yield. There's no flashing yellow lights. There's nothing. So it's like, but there's no accidents there. It's just amazing how they drive over here. I couldn't do it. Hey, TJ, thanks for the super chat. He said, speaking of folks in Africa and safety, you remember the brother Jew Travels? Yeah, the anti-passport bro fraction damn near chased him off his channel. He deleted lots of content and wears a mask in his new vid. Wow. Well, you know, he was telling me, though, I'm going to tell you something. He was telling me a long time ago, he said, Calvin, it's certain things I can't do over here in Africa, and certain topics I can't talk about. He said, they take it personal, you know, and he said, they'll see me somewhere and be like, man, you know, you don't need to be talking about this and talking about that. See, I'm trying to tell you guys, it's different over here. Filipinos, they don't bother you. But he said he has a lot of trouble over there. He was even locked up for a video he made over there, he told me. Something about a libel or something. But yeah, he's under a lot of heat over there, man. You dirty puppy. So yeah, driving in Philippines is a state of mind. It is. One time, okay, I'm trying to think, it was 2010 and 2011. A Formula One driver was over here for some type of promotion. And he said they had the greatest drivers he ever seen over here. He said, because by the time he got from the airport to his hotel, he had seen so many near accidents. He said the degree of error is so small over here. He said he was amazed at that. Roselle says motorbike is the best mode of transportation in his humble opinion. Yeah, a lot of people, you can get through a lot of the traffic over here. But what you got to be on the lookout for, see, it's offensive driving over here. It's not like in America where it's defensive driving. Over here, it's offensive. They're halfway in the intersection before they stop. Even if it is a stop sign, they're not. It's oblivious to them. Maryland, all of them, they go in here, and then if there's a car coming here, they look for the car to stop. Then they'll go on and go. It's not the same in America. It's a different way to drive over here. But yeah, TJ, you hit on something with Jew Travels. I'm about to check his videos out. He gets a lot of pushback over in Africa, man. Well, you know, Africans don't deal with Black Americans anyway, for some reason. A friend of mine, Emmanuel, he's the only African guy I've ever had a relationship with, and we became like best friends. We worked in a temporary job together. And he used to come over my house and everything. He said when he migrated to America, he said he went through like an orientation, and they tell them don't mess with Black people over here. This is from his own mouth. And that's why you get a cold reaction from Africans even over here. Okay? I've never met an African over here. They walk past me like I'm invisible. Okay? But I feel sorry for Drew because he's a Jew. I mean, he's a great guy. He's got a son over there too. Now, I guess it depends on where you live, because France, who lives in Tanzania, he never told me he's had any problem, but he's not a vlogger. But he said, yeah, they sensitive over there, and it's a lot he can't do. Efren says you need to be daredevil to drive in many areas here in Cebu. Car, motorcycle, or scooter. Yeah, I won't do it. The very first time I came over here, I was like, nah, I never drive over here. You dirty puppy says, I experienced your issues with travel and not in control. Yeah. It's just, Me and Marilyn, when we first met, that's how we fell out. It was almost over before it even started. We're in Sikihor Island and she's driving like a bat out of hell. She still does that. And I have to tell her, like, slow down. Where you going? We'll be going to the gym and she's flying. And they don't, I don't even know why they even, a lot of Filipinos, they don't use their rear mirrors. They just took them off. It's like, it's a hassle. And the ones that even have them, they don't use them. Maryland being one of them. And it gets on my nerve because I'm on the back of there. I can see what she can't see. Here comes trucks on the side. She don't see it. I got to tell her, like, Maryland, be careful. Here comes a truck on your left-hand side. Hey, Michael Alexander says, if it wasn't for you, I would have made many mistakes when I visit and date online. I just share my experience, man. And I apologize if I come off as a know-it-all or an expert, because I'm not. Remember, the Filipino culture has been around thousands of years, before Christianity, before Jesus, and all of that. I know very, very little about it, just my boots on the ground experience. And coming over here getting married, I can tell you I've never done that. I knew her, it was 4.5 years before she came to America and before we got married. So I thought I knew her about as well as I did. And we had 8.5 great years of marriage. We were together 8.5. We never had an argument. We got along good. We were friends. See, that's what happens over here. That's what kind of complicates relationships over here. Because Filipinos are great companions, and you'll become friends with them. And then when you break up, it's like you're breaking up with your friend. It complicates things, man. It makes it harder for you to move on, but they're going to move on. And that's why I tell guys, be careful. TJ Johnson said I was okay in Kenya, but I was only there for a month, and I didn't experience a complete lack of fuckery. Yeah, Africa has a different set of rules, especially the sub-Saharan West and East. Yeah, he told me about that though a long time ago. He said, oh, guess what he called me? He said, man, I catch it over here, and just learning that culture over there. He says, it's different. Bella says Filipinos will love you to the bone. Just don't be an ass. Otherwise, Filipinos will dispose you like a garbage. Yeah, they don't play. If she's gained your trust and she's your trusted ally, man, you're not gonna meet a better woman. But if she feels scorned, oh man, you couldn't have a worse enemy. That's why if me and Marilyn broke up, man, I couldn't stay in. There's no way I could stay in St. Carlos City, Negros Occidental, not even Dumaguete. I'd have to go somewhere, not even Cebu. I'd probably have to go to Leyte or Samar or Luzon, somewhere way away, because they can reach out and touch you. I was in Leyte one time, man, just minding my own business over there. I wouldn't bother anybody. I got on the jeepney. Next thing you know, Marilyn said, yeah, one of my friends saw you on the jeepney with that woman. I'm like, what woman? I'm sitting next to somebody. Yeah, guys, let's get the lights up, man. Let me get to at least 200 before we get off here for this Christmas edition. But you can get around that, man, of having a weapon, because Filipino law do not allow foreign nationals to own or carry firearms in the country. But if you got a Filipino girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse, let them do it. Let them get the gun permit, the training, and let them practice. It's the same thing. I'm just afraid of guns. I'm just afraid that it's going to be used on me. Because, once you pull that trigger, you can't get that bullet back, man. There's many people in jail right now who said, I wish, it wasn't so easy to pull that trigger. Your anger takes over. And that's because, it's always been that way. You got to realize something. If you really want to kind of understand a lot of the feelings that Filipinos have toward foreigners, man, You got to go back in their history with Spain, with America, man. We treated them really bad. And so they're saying, no, you can't own land over here. You can't own a weapon over here. We want the upper hand because you had the upper hand for centuries, guys. So kind of try to get that in your mind when you come over here. They've got a history with us, you know. That's the reason why some of the things are the way they are over here. And yeah, they love you, but they'll cut you in half and won't think and won't have a second thought about it over here. Hey, thanks, Michael Alexander, for that super chat. Said Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of my viewers and subscribers out there who celebrate Christmas. It's Christmas already here. It's about ready to be Christmas. And I'm going to just upload something from last night of us exchanging gifts. Sydney thought it was important that I do that. So I filmed him because he bought a bunch of gifts over here for everybody. I think it's important that we give back over here, man. You know, what we take for granted, man, people would love to have, man. You know, just a little Christmas gift, man, goes a long way over here, man. My heart was just, it was just so sad yesterday coming from the mall. I wish I had enough money that I could just give every child that I saw a Christmas gift, man. You know, luckily some of them are too young to even realize their situation. That's saving them. But I knew there was some, they just had that look on their face. They knew there was not going to be a present under the tree. There was not even going to be a tree, man. And when you see guys that we had a Christmas party, Maryland knows, and your Filipino knows. That's why they do stuff like that. She said, hey, let's have a Christmas party for the locals before we leave to go to Sydney's house. And that's what she did. Her and her mother, they made spaghetti and a bunch of stuff. They went out and bought, Maryland went out and bought gifts. There's like 15 children, I think, over there. Because we take it for granted. Who is that? What are you doing, exercising? She's a fitness fanatic. But I was glad that she did. Organite Zero. Calvin always drops wisdom. This is what I've learned in my 59 years, brother. Thank you. He said, yes, colonization is still a mindset here. Yeah, you got to realize that, man, we did a hell of a thing. I'm talking from an American point of view. They called it the Filipino Holocaust over here. We killed so many people. It's a fact that America, okay, Spain occupied the Philippines for 350 years. America, we killed more Filipinos in the first 4 years than Spain did in the whole 350. That's crazy, man. I didn't realize that, man. It's a lot of history. You never hear about that Filipino-American War. They don't teach that in our schools. But there was a Filipino-American War. Many Filipinos lost their lives. Depending on who you talk to, anywhere from 600,000 to 1 million. Because when we came over here, they thought we were liberating them from the Spanish. No, we were occupying the Philippines, man, and they fought back, man. It was one general eventually got court-martialed. He gave the order to kill everybody 10 years and older, man. It was just crazy, man. And I didn't know the history until I was over here one Christmas, 2011. I was just going through the internet, nothing else to do. And I learned all of that, man. And it shocked me, man. And I was like, why do these people love us so much? When they shouldn't, believe it or not. It says a lot about the Filipino and their culture, man. So I'm glad I'm over here now. I'm welcome. You know, there's so much food in there, man. I'm not even hungry. They cook so much food. They fried fish, chicken adobo, pork adobo, lasagna. You name it, man. They cooked it last night. Mango float, the macaroni salad. They had chocolate cake, everything. I don't drink, but they had Franz bought Grey Goose. He bought Chavis Regal, Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Black. He's not drinking because me and Sydney don't drink. I bought him a bottle of wine. Franz doesn't celebrate Christmas. So I just gave it to him as a gift because I said, man, it's well overdue. So I gave him a nice bottle of wine. He likes red wine, sweet red wine. But that refrigerator is full of wine right now. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you it's probably about 8 bottles of wine in there or more. But yeah, they gave away gifts, man. It was a great time they had last night. Normally, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's not this type of celebration is not normal for the typical Filipino, even though they have a lot of food, they have a lot of family. That's really what Christmas is. It's not a whole lot of gifts. TJ Johnson said this is, of course, not the norm, but it's happening far more than you'd expect in the 2000s. We were talking about that last night. We take it for granted, man. But when Sydney rents a place like this, or Franz had rented this before, or that beach house that TJ rented, and you take your Filipino girlfriend there, they've never experienced anything like that before. Doesn't make them less than, but it's like something out of their wildest dreams. But we take it for granted. They're sitting there like, the only way I'd be here is if I was cleaning up the place. But we take it for granted, man. They snapping photos and they doing all kinds of stuff because in their mind it's like, I may never come back here again. Because they were asking me questions about why do I think Filipinos act the way they do, like the taxi driver. Like he had a driver one time that he hired last time trying to cheat him. And I was thinking, I said, maybe because they think they live, day to day. Whereas we have the wherewithal to be able to see a little bit down the road because, we got a little bit more, Because Ron was like, why are they cooking so much food? They cooked a 10-course meal last night. I was like, because that's just the way they live over here, from my experience. Yeah, hit the like, guys. But I want to thank everybody, man, for all your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up. We were looking for a gym, man, and we'll eventually find one. And Derek from Q Adventures, he said he's going to let Maryland. I got to give him a shout out for this. He said, Cal, because they live over in Lapu Lapu. He said, as long as you're over there, if Maryland wants to use one of the motorcycles at no cost, he said, let me know. But he don't realize my mother said whenever somebody does you a favor, you return that favor. I'll probably pay him anyway. But I appreciate his consideration because Maryland's going to have a gym. She's out here doing some crazy stuff now. Her and her other, she's got a gym mate over here. They're doing something. Let me tell you crazy stuff they're doing. Wait. I'm trying to show y'all. I mean, they're really fitness freaks. They can't, there's no gym, so they're gonna. Look at that. She's holding and then she's lifting her up. Really. But yeah, all your thumbs up, all your support of Sunshine Shoulders, man. Merry Christmas, man. Happy New Year. Go back and look at that video of this place, man. It's really a nice place. We may play some billiards later on today, but there's that McMansion over there, that big white house over there. They only want 80,000 for that. Believe it or not, guys. If you're gonna be here, hell, month or two, you probably can come over and talk to them. Man, it'd be a hell of a place to have for 80 grand, 4 or 5 people, man. I mean, that's a big, big place, man. I would consider that. That's a McMansion, guys. So take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your Christmas, man. Be safe out there. I know it's cold over in America.